Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And ignore the tango. Today I am reviewing the episode known as Lucky Day, which only really focused on Ruby Sunday and Conrad and Unit, opposed to the Doctor and Belinda. This was a slight diversion of episodes, as well as I'm bringing out my TARDIS because I'm not doing a giveaway, this isn't a giveaway. This is a classic the TARDIS. Um, and I'm going to review this episode that I don't see anything bad with the episode. I actually see some good points, some okayish points, and also some points that could have been changed. So, first of all, let's Taylor Swift. Look over there, a really decent Doctor Who poster. Now, you can get these at your local HMV. So, well, that's if you're British. Now, America has HMV. I'm also going to just get on with it. Yeah, that was kind of, I don't know what that was. But I'm going to just say, Lucky Day further reinforces, like, the theories. So, it further reinforces some of these theories, especially the Pantheon of Gods and the BBC, well, not the BBC one, but especially the River Song and the Pantheon of Gods one. I thought I would just comment on the fact that we didn't get any sign of the Doctor, which is a very, very sad thing that we didn't show any sign of the Doctor. We didn't get a Doctor Who. We didn't actually get a single Doctor, which is a slight bummer, as I particularly would have enjoyed to have seen more of the Doctor in this episode, and the fact that we didn't get more of the Doctor shows that we are moving into a different Doctor Who period of time. So, we look at what it means to be a Doctor. We look at the effects of the Doctor Who community on how an episode is perceived. Now, a lot of reaction videos are saying that Doctor Light episodes aren't really that good. But I'm going to show you. So, let's say I was sitting here writing the Doctor Who episodes, some of my Doctor Who episodes, let's say, and I was to say, well, what do we do in an episode? What do we do? We mix it with, we're going to get some classic storytelling, some original episodes, mix it with a bit of Who culture, mix it with Who culture for sure, and also bring in a classic monster. That's not what they did with Lucky Day. They did something entirely new. They had classic story writing, but we didn't get any Doctor involvement, as well as we didn't get any classic monsters. When you hear the name Lucky Day, what do you think of? Chance. Potentially a game, because you could get lucky at a game. So it could have been a Celestial Toymaker episode, but we've already had that at the start. Well, we already had that in a Universal, like a 60th anniversary special. But we could have had a Celestial Toymaker one. But instead, we got the Shriek. And I love Daleks. Now, I will do a Dalek review once I get some Dalek figures, but I'm going to review this Dalek. This Dalek is the chained up Dalek from the Peter Capaldi ones. I will do more figure reviews later in the future and possibly review more deeper Dalek stuff. Possibly put some more Dalek stuff in there. But the episode in itself, Lucky Day, had more creative pronouns, creative comments about it, and the fact that we get to see such a emphasizing shot, let's say, with the Doctor and Ruby Sunday and all that. We only got 2 glimpses of the Doctor. Most of it was Ruby Sunday in unit, which means it could mean that there's a unit crossover in the making. But I have to say, so far, it was actually quite a good episode. We got a lot of emphasizing, we got a lot of important moments. We also got more emphasis on the very classic Doctor Who episode structure. Russell T Davies is known for bringing Doctor Who back from the dead. We saw it with Christopher Eccleston after the massive break back in the 90s, and then in the early 2000s we got Christopher Eccleston. Those episodes were written by Russell T Davies, and we've got Russell T Davies back. We don't know for how long we've got him back, but we've got him back. We've had him back since the start of Ncuti Gatwa. We've had loads, and now we're getting a higher level. We've got Ncuti Gatwa. Yes, the television figures for the BBC were terrible in the first 24 hours of of the channel when we had Lucky Day. But people need to factor in the Disney Plus consumption, because that, even though it's a streaming service, it could factor as essentially TV ratings, because we don't just have Disney Plus on our phones or our tablets or whatever, we have it on our TVs as well. So you could counter it as TV streaming figures. And from what Millie Gibson has been saying, she will also appear in the finale, in part 2 of the 2-part finale, which is also won't just be on TV but in cinemas. We could be seeing Ruby Sunday back in the Reality War, which could mean that she's going to join the regenerated Matt Smith when it happens, or we could get a mystery 16th Doctor after the regeneration. That is something yet to be explored in the whole Doctor Who, the Whoniverse, the TARDISes, and we could just go back to the Matt Smith TARDIS, although the Ncuti Gatwa's TARDIS is so intricate and well crafted and an evolved TARDIS. It's no longer just one room. It's got spiral staircases, a changing room, and random Britney Spears influences. And we could get these guys coming. I know we faced the Shriek, yeah, but we could get these guys. Now, if we got these guys to come back, it would be an epic episode. It would be a classic. It would be one of those normal Russell T Davies videos that you see on the internet where it's everyone's talking about it and we're all gassed because Russell T Davies has a new episode out and whatnot. But you've got to just look at the things that the BBC has put into this, the funding that the BBC could lose from Disney at the end of this series. We are still trying to find out more about these episodes and what the series has as a whole means for the future of the program. But it's certainly not that we won't see the program again, but we do have a very uncertain view of who the next Doctor is, how the regeneration sequence is going to be. Is it going to be another bi-generation? Could easily just be another bi-generation. Could just be Matt Smith for 3 specials and then we get another Doctor. It could be any of them. But it could just be that Matt Smith is the 16th Doctor and he stays for however long they decide to keep him. But we certainly can't have Clara come back because she was taken by the bird by the crow in Peter Capaldi's Doctor, so we can't have Clara back. Shame, I do kind of fancy Clara, but I have to just say we need some more episodes of Daleks, Cybermen, maybe a Sontaran or 2, Slitheen. Monsters that we haven't quite seen just yet. We could also be facing a Dalek Cyberman debate around who had the better, who would more. We could also get more classic lines from Mrs. Flood, like the governor. The governor kind of sounds like the master, but that goes too much into my previous video of Mrs. Flood. That goes too much into that episode, and yes, I've accidentally could be creating a 20-minute video, which does suggest I'm reading too much into this. And I'm also going to say it's going to probably be a while before I get another video out. I will try my best to do some at my house because this is my nana's house, but I will try and do some at my house. And sorry for the Coronation Street because the parents have got the TV on. But I have to say, you aren't going to be disappointed with any of the content that's coming out anytime soon. I might have some, I'm Mr. Ring-a-Ding, I make your heart sing. I can't physically, but I'd love to. I might pop some shorts out. I might do this. This might be like a formal channel, like a secondary channel introduction. I will be reviewing the next episode, which I believe is the one set in the barber shop, and that one should be a significant one to review, especially that gigantic spider. I don't know what that's going to mean for like Doctor Who and the whole. I'm going to see another Mrs. Flood appearance. Because so far, at the end of every single episode, we've seen Mrs. Flood. Mrs. Flood here, Mrs. Flood there, Mrs. Flood here. Oh, yay, another Mrs. Flood. We've seen Mrs. Flood 4 times so far. We could possibly see her another 4 times. with either Wishworld or the reality war being Mrs. Flood's big grand reveal, or Miss Flood just being a prominent character in Doctor Who, kind of like River Song was. You never know. But Doctor Who is actually getting better. It's returning. And anyone that subscribes to me after I've done this slight Doctor Who slash BBC recognition shit, you will totally not regret me ever saying that Doctor Who isn't coming back. It's gonna be. It's definitely coming back. I can feel it in the atmosphere and monsters. Like Mr. Ring-a-Ding, being a Pantheon of Gods member, does also feed into fan interest because fans are getting sucked in to the lore that we could get another Pantheon of Gods member. Conrad could be a Pantheon of Gods member. You never know. You never know. Could Conrad actually be a good person? That's something to think about. But we did get the wheelchair person come back in this episode in Lucky Day. Could this also signify a higher unit involvement? Could unit be involved more in the episodes? Are we getting unit more? Or is it just this particular Lucky Day, or is it going to be the reality war that we see unit next? I don't know. But it is for sure that we are seeing a higher intake of Doctor Who popularity, given the whole BBC funding and change up and Russell T Davies coming back. We don't know if Russell T Davies is staying because, as always, everything is like immensely hard to predict. You don't predict anything from the other. But Lucky Day has also taught us not to believe everything on the internet. And you can actually believe me because I have watched the show for let's say I've watched the show since maybe the end of David Tennant era. So I know what I'm talking about. I know that Donna Noble was David Tennant's last companion before we got Matt Smith, Amy Pond, and etc. So I know that. I know that Jodie Whittaker's scriptwriter changed it so Jodie's doctor meddled with time, meddled with history when she shouldn't have, when the doctor doesn't really need to. And I know that Clara was a really hot companion, but I know that it was something more than this. And could we get Amy Pond? Oh no, we couldn't get Amy Pond, Jack. But I'm just putting it out there that Doctor Who is getting better and that you don't really have to worry about Doctor Who very terrible ideas past this series. And it's looking bright. We've got Matt Smith returning after Ncuti Gatwa, and we have more Russell T Davies, hopefully. And the episodes are getting spookier. I mean, my nana's really spooked out by that giant spider. I'm like, it'll probably just be... It'll be like an alien one that eats loads of people. But this is what makes Doctor Who Doctor Who. Peace.